And welcome to episode 834 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, December 13th, 2021. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We got Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will, all the hosts today to bring you the news. Pat is on the cup of coffee in the big time. What's in there? What's happening in there, bro?
Lots of stuff, bro. We're talking about the NATOs, not the national NATOs, but the tornadoes.
The Expos? Oh,
NATOs.
NATO.
Yeah, not the NATO.
Ooh.
I guess in some respects, NATO. Not really. We're talking about Russia. We're talking about Sex in the City. We're talking about everything, man.
Nice.
It's a full rundown.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
City.
It was a busy news weekend. I'm excited.
A lot going on.
Lot to catch up on. Wes is on the TikTok International Moment. What you got in there, Wes?
Yeah, you know I am. I got some stuff from Thailand. I got some stuff about a pub in Scotland. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
Delightful.
Otters. Did you see the
Delightful.
otters holding hands behind me? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder why you have the Otters. I know why. I know why.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's going to be a fun story.
Yeah.
Mark, you got an overboard lightning round? Is that
Yeah.
what I understand?
A quick lightning round of people that maybe went too far this weekend. You know, take a little to the limit.
Nice.
Little-
I'm on Space Mountain at the very end. Anything else, fellas? We need to discuss before we hop into the news today on this fine Monday.
Oh, I do want to say, so to quick update. So I met with the cat sitter, the normal one, the one that I
Okay,
dodged over the crazy one.
Oh,
Yeah.
the crazy one didn't kill her?
No, I told the crazy one we had to change of plans. So the normal one came over and we got to chatting. We had a nice chat, really normal person, cool lady. We got to talking about just cat sitters in the area, and I told her, I said, I'm so glad that you responded first, because this other woman responded that really kind of creeped me out. She goes, "Who was it?" And she was like, "Don't tell me. Read me the messages and I'll guess." And I read her the messages and she guessed who it was. And she
No
goes,
way.
She did.
She goes, "You're so lucky that you ended the relationship there," because she was my dog walker when I first moved to town, and she
What a
thinks that
weird
she
situation.
stole from her.
She
Huh.
stole from her.
And while we were sitting there talking, the crazy cat walker dog sitter texted the one that I hired, and she goes, "Oh, look who it is, our friend." And it was about like her relationship ending, and she like,
What a weird
and
cat
this
sitting
woman goes,
community.
she goes, "This is how I respond." That's really interesting.
That's
Period. Send.
And she keeps getting
And she
interacted
keeps
with.
coming at her.
That's a person who.
It would have been a lot crazier. It would have been better if like she's like, who are you talking about? And you told her, and she's like, "I'm gonna have to turn this job down," because she was like scared of her.
No, she is scared of her. 100%. She's told me that she's afraid of
Yeah.
her.
She
She said when she first got to town, someone posted in the Rutherford, like whatever, Rutherford recommends, maybe next door app. And someone was like, "Hey, can someone recommend a good dog sitter or cat sitter?" And a couple people recommended the classics in the neighborhood. And then she came out and she was like, "Hey, also, my name is so-and-so," the woman I hired.
She
I'm
recommended
new.
herself.
And the crazy one came at her and said, "Are you
Oh.
trying to take my clients?"
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
and while texting her.
No, she came at her publicly on the forum. Then
she keeps her enemies closer. She's going to kill her
Right.
at some point.
Yeah.
If you keep texting willfully into that's very interesting, you'd basically that's like playing like catch with a wall. So you'd do anything.
Dude,
You're
One
she
of the
also-
days she's going to
she
find
told
out the
me-
texts are coming from within the house. You know.
She also told me that there's another lady in town who's a little bit nutty, and this other lady was walking her dogs, and the woman that I hired, and she got a picture from a friend that the other lady had put the muzzle on her dog, pit bull. Wes, it was a pit bull, upside down,
Smart.
so the cage part was digging into the eyes. So the lady that I hired took this dog walker out and said, "Hi," took her out to lunch and said like, "Hey, the muzzle goes on like this, not like the way you had it, I heard." And this woman stormed out and then drove by her house multiple times, yelling obscenities and flicking off her house.
Oh yeah.
So there's
Classic.
two crazy motherfuckers in this town that walk dogs.
Yeah, all of them pretty much. Wes and I heard an interesting story about a pit bull this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was going to cover it a little bit in the otter story, but yeah.
I'll leave it. I'll leave it
Yeah.
then. We'll tease it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna get a camera. So,
There you
but
go.
this
Yeah.
lady seems normal. I feel like I lucked out. I drew the lucky straw here.
one of these days that lady's gonna text the crazy lady back, and she's gonna hear the doo-doo-doo inside her house.
Well, when she
She's gonna
texted,
hear-
when the
woman's
crazy
gonna
lady
be in her
texted,
house, and she's gonna text her back. Dude,
when the
gonna light
crazy lady texted the woman I hired, I
That's
figured
scary. She watched
that she watched the
watching
lady
it.
come over.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yep.
figured because, I said I live across from the train. It's not hard to figure out which building I'm in.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck with that.
Okay, let's do the news. What do you say?
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds
you
good.
still can.
Glad you got it.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Okay. Yeah, it's December 13th, guys, Monday. We are 12 days from Christmas. Uh-oh. And we are negative 22 days from the last days that your gifts were guaranteed due to supply chain issues. So, whoops. If you're hearing this message, it's already too late, is what I'm trying to say.
You can give them the gift of yourself, a phone call,
Yeah.
Look,
an email.
the printed out gift, the picture of the gift printed out on your inkjet printer is as impactful, I
Look,
find.
You can also go just, do it the old fashioned way and buy it and ship it yourself. That works too.
That's very true.
I guess if you can,
Yeah.
but have you noticed,
Sure.
Wes, that a lot of commercials are saying we have stuff in stock? Like people are saying that, like for brick and mortar stores, because a lot of stock. Anyway, fun fact, guys.
Yeah,
but
there is a lot of stuff out of stock. It's
Yeah,
like
it's true.
Turbo Man year.
it's just like Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
It's just like Turbo Man. Just watch that movie. Great flick.
I did last week.
Yeah, it's a great flick. Phil
Put
Hartman,
the cookie
really forward.
down.
Yeah, really forward in that movie.
Yeah, he is.
He's good. I think Sinbad really steals the show, honestly.
I agree, but
that
Hartman's
movie.
like pretty much dangling that he's going to bang Schwarzenegger's wife all movie. Like that's
Well, that's
Yeah.
Hartman was playing himself. That's why his wife shot him with a shotgun, I think, because Hartman was doing that around town.
not true.
I'm
Hartman-
pretty sure Hartman was
I'm
philandering.
over here with your
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
We're baking cookies.
She's got the best cookies.
Yeah.
Put down my cookies.
Put the cookies down.
Yeah, pretty great movie. Okay, fun fact. guys.
Hartman seemed like he was doing his best John Lovitz in that movie.
Well, he's a superior than Lovitz. He's
Ooh.
a superior to Lovitz, in my opinion.
Both greats. Both
Yeah.
greats.
Great,
Yeah.
they are.
Classics.
Both greats.
Fun fact, guys. Buzz Aldrin, and this fun fact is for anyone that thought our banter about the Virgin Mary last week was sacrilege, which a lot of people I know did. So this is for Father Brian and those folks, because look, Jesus' birthday is coming up. So Buzz Aldrin took Holy Communion on the moon. Fun fact: when Apollo 11's Eagle lunar module landed on the moon on July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin had to wait there before venturing outside, and their mission ordered them to take a pause before the big event. So Aldrin used some of the time to do something unexpected, something no man had ever attempted before. And he took part in the first Christian sacrament ever performed on the moon. He took communion. So there you go.
Nice. Has anyone ever banged on the moon? Did they admit to that? Anyone?
It's
It's been all dudes.
all
Well, you can still
dudes.
bang. Any
Well,
hand
the
jobs on the moon?
Russians claim that the
Yeah.
ISS has got a lot of sex.
That's
going on.
space. That's not the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's space. It's definitely banged in space.
Still low
You can't
gravity.
bang without
situation.
being in the suit, though. Like
Mhm.
if you're out on the moon, you have to be in a suit. Otherwise
Surface
you
of
die.
the
Well,
moon would
what
be
if
hard,
what if
yeah.
you're in the
Moon
in
base? You're good.
like
In the
you're
lander?
you're on the lander. You get
Oh,
like,
you're good.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could do it in the lander, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still on the
you could land her in the lander. Yeah.
Well, here's how you do it, by the way. You'd bring a predetermined list with check marks of things that you guys could be the first men to do on the moon, and
Right.
banging is the last one on the list. So it's like, okay, we did
So
the golf
it's a yes
ball thing.
ladder. You build
Yeah.
a yes ladder.
Exactly. You took communion, right? That was cool.
Yes.
What about fucking each other?
Yeah.
Well, bases. I mean,
Okay.
as soon as there's bases, there has to be sex allowed. Yeah.
All right, Buzz.
Mm-hmm. Holidays today, guys.
Who's going to
National-
stop us?
What happens in the moon lander stays in the moon lander.
There's definitely been masturbation on the moon, or like
yeah.
on
Oh,
the
yeah.
somewhere
If nothing
around
else,
it. With
just
all
see
those
what
trips.
happens.
Yeah.
You open up the lander and it just lets your splooge just go gravity, like just float in the air.
Little balls of it. Like,
Yeah.
like
You
orange
know that
juice.
people can't help themselves. They've tried
Oh
that.
no, for sure.
just spraying. Okay.
Turn off the
Ah.
footage because I'm going for it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Holidays. National Horse Day today.
Mm.
National Violin Day.
Okay.
Pick a pathologist already day.
Huh.
National Ice Cream Day. Green Monday. That doesn't have to do with the environment. That has to do with go buy your fucking Christmas presents, you fucking slacker, divorced dad, you. National Cocoa Day. National Salesperson Day. Who cares?
Terrible days. You know, I think it's because it's a
Salesperson
13th.
Day was recently too.
Yeah,
didn't
but
we-
again, no, these are
It's-
fucking stupid days.
Salespeople is one of those things like customer service, like where they'll have like 15 days,
yeah,
and then they
stupid.
want you to celebrate all of them. It's just, I think the 13th is probably, it's like on elevators where they skip the 13th floor. Like nobody wants it the day, the 13th. You know,
It's true.
Mhm.
It's true.
Today in
Falls
history,
on
guys,
Friday.
2003, Saddam Hussein was captured. Remember that?
He's in that hole. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hungover at a frat house in Radford, Virginia that day. I remember it vividly.
That's an American
him.
place to
Had a
see.
black
to see
eye.
Saddam.
Had a black eye because went to a frat party at Radford.
That'll
remember-
happen.
That was great. I was like building. I was playing a character and pretending I was in their fraternity from a different school, and like built up like a ton of keno with one of these guys out front. And then some of our buddies from high school get thrown out the front door because they were getting their asses kicked. And I had to jump in the fight. And the dude was like, "What are you doing, Brian?" Because I told him my name was Brian and I was a KA from wherever.
Huh?
And he was it was fun to watch me turn, and then he kicked my ass. All right, 1972.
You lied to me, Brian.
I thought you were KA, brother.
He's still calling you this. He's still calling you Brian after
Yeah.
he finds out you lied to him.
Actually, when I went to go get involved, he held me back for a second because he was like, "Don't get
Yeah.
involved in that."
No,
And it was
Brian.
Radford, so at 2 a.m. everybody started fighting.
Kind of have to. We got our asses kicked.
Nothing.
Well, that's
good
what happens
happened
when
to
someone from
Radford.
Herndon is getting kicked their ass in Radford.
It's a tale as old as time. Herndon fights in Radford.
Anyway, 1972.
How many
last,
kids from Herndon High have gotten in fights?
A
in
lot.
Radford?
Oh,
Thousands.
fuck them. It was like
More
six
than
Tens
any
of
other
classes.
high
thousands.
school. More than any other high school.
To
Yeah.
be totally honest with you, there were
It's
no
like
less.
a rite of passage.
It was like Wes's year to the year below us was all involved in this fight from Herndon.
Oh, really?
That's the problem. Is like in the fraternity, there's also like 6 Brians. There's like 6 guys from Herndon, and they're like, "Oh, what side do I pick?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 1999 to 2004.
Yeah.
Herndon high school graduates were involved in that particular
Classic.
fight. And then Saddam got caught. So I was like, fuck it.
We got Saddam.
That's
Yeah.
a bonding moment, though. You guys should have gone back to the frat and made up.
Put her there on the
It was in the
eagle, pal.
morning.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
At least we got him, huh?
Put her there on that
Degree
eagle.
on that.
Put her there on Saddam being captured.
1972, guys, last human landing on the moon.
Big
No
moon
one
day.
good. Eugene Cernan, Ronald Evans, Harrison Schmidt. Never heard of those guys. 1642, first European to reach New Zealand. He wrote in his journal, "The natives are some of the fattest people I've ever seen."
Got him. See?
Love it.
All right, let's get into honorable mentions, guys. Steven Spielberg is back with what apparently is a great West Side Story remake, but didn't do too well at the box office. In fact, really, really bad. It debuted at $10.5 million domestically on 2,800 screens,
Sheesh.
14.9 million worldwide. That's a $100 million budget. So that means
They're not
that
going to hit
Wow.
that in theaters. No.
that means they're at least in the 300 mil on advertising and all that shit. So
Yeah, they're not going to. I mean, like if they're not going to hit 100 mil in the U.S. in theaters, that's for sure. If their
Not
first week
good.
was 10, they're not going to get to 100 mil.
not good, but they hear the movie's great. So
what was it? What's it called?
it's called
It's
West Side Story, William.
Oh yeah, I mean I've heard so much about
It's
it.
called West Side Story. It's Romeo and Juliet.
Coming
Will?
to live in America. Right.
I'm not rushing out to see it either. So
No.
All right.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Whenever the commercial comes on, I make sure to distract my wife so she doesn't get like focused on it.
Look, it's Spielberg.
Shit,
you know it's
West
gonna
Side Story
fuck.
commercials on.
It's
Yeah.
gonna fuck, but it doesn't look like.
Pass.
it doesn't have any dinosaurs in it, so I'm gonna pass.
Yeah. All right, guys. The gay family of LaGrangeville, New York, set the record for the most lights, Christmas lights on a residential property with a display of over 600,000 lights. Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. The
Beautiful.
family had a little fun with they spelled out hashtag top that. If you're a Teen Witch fan.
Okay. That is if you're the neighbor, you got to be a little upset, right? I mean, that's an egregious amount of lights.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's a fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, like that, like it's cool. Like my street is like very festive. Everybody's got a shitload of lights up, but that amount of lights, that's like he's doing like a show. That's like a techno show in the yard.
Living next to the
Um,
gays is like living next to a train.
Yeah. Well, check
That's
this out.
keeping you up.
I
It's
Google
not
mapped
great.
the gays, and the gays have quite a bit of property. Like that's
Okay.
why like the photo isn't like
Okay,
of a
yeah.
house kind of. It's like of like
I
a bunch
see.
of shit.
Oh, I see the house in the back there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They've got a bit of property. They got like a water feature on their land.
That's just a space on their manor then. So they're not. That's not like blasting into somebody's window.
yeah, it's not like a big ass farm, but it's like probably like they're probably on an acre or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better.
Now the family earned the title back in 2014 for the first time, and no one took it from them. They just did it again and then put hashtag top that. I don't get it.
They just beat themselves, huh?
Hashtag top that. No one topped that. Why?
Yeah, nobody's ever gonna top.
Why
that.
the sassy hashtag and lights?
It's like basically okay. So for the people who are only listening, it's basically like a music festival size area that they've covered in LED Christmas lights.
It
It's
looks
like a
it looks
4-month ordeal.
unbelievable. It looks
Yeah.
like the trail. It looks like the entire Trail of Lights in Austin. It looks like they should be charging $20 a head to go see that thing.
Right. It's like a lazy river of nothing
Yeah.
but Christmas lights they've created in front
Which,
of their house.
By the way, speaking of Trail of Lights, Zilker Park, where they hold the ACL festival every year in Austin, used to be free, and you used to just walk around the track for free, including like free hot chocolate. And now it's $65 a car.
Mark, I think
You
it's
just go to
still
this
free
place
for
instead.
Austin residents, but
No,
usually
it's
there's
not.
like really.
No,
No,
bummer.
it's
And
$65 a car now.
there's like
That's a
a
racket.
queue and
Yeah.
everything.
I'll tell you
Not
what,
worth. Not
they
worth
paid,
65
They paid
bucks.
a band I managed one time like $10,000 to play that thing, and I was so
Really?
surprised that they had that kind of budget. I mean, we were like, yeah, totally.
Well, they will
Whoa.
this year. They're gonna make millions this year.
I guess they-
It's like a
65 car.
15-minute ride through like that. It looks exactly like the
That's
people
what I
who have
said.
the best house
It
lights.
looks
Yeah.
like, it looks exactly like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyone
Not
want to guess
worth-
how many lights that
whoa.
was exactly?
600,000. You said
Yeah, but it's between 6 and 7. Exactly.
600,
Oh.
666,666. The devil.
Oh man,
It's
the
real
mark
close,
of the
Mark.
beast.
386-526.
Okay.
So I mean
Wow.
686-526.
Mm.
All right, number 3, guys.
Almost 700.
Peloton. Let's talk about it. Peloton is the company that just can't seem to get it right with public relations. Remember, they first like killed a bunch of kids with their
Yeah.
treadmills, which look not
The
their
baby
fault.
sucking design. Yeah, that one.
Not their fault, but then
Yeah.
then refused to recall the product.
Right.
Right. Well, until they did after more injuries.
Yes.
This-
They were
CEO
like,
came
we
out and
we
said, "No
bet
way."
there'll be no more injuries. And then like a week later, there was more injuries, and the CEO was like, fine.
Real sad,
Fine.
especially not to get too sad, but there's a video of one of the kids who didn't die, and they're really having a hard time. So they should have done that. They should have done that. Anyway,
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, they should have.
I think we played the video of the kid that survived, and then
no, I mean, this is like pretty recent.
Oh,
Anyway, look,
Another one, huh?
there's a Sex and the City reboot, Sans
Mm-hmm.
Samantha. It's called And Just Like That. And in the first episode, the on again, off again love interest.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
alert.
Yep. But pretty much, you can't avoid this, honestly. It's Carrie Bradshaw, right? The lead, played by Sarah Jessica Parker. She's been kind of dating this guy, Mr. Big, for a while. I heard they get married at the end of the first movie. Didn't see it.
First season or whatever.
He rocks into his Peloton in the first episode for the 1,000th ride that his character is taking.
Nice.
Gets off the bike and then dies of a heart attack.
Yes.
So
What?
that happens.
Why? Why? Okay. So
He
why
had a
did they have
heart
to?
attack? He had a heart attack on the Peloton.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I know,
I mean, like, was it a sponsor of theirs? Like, what was it? What's going on?
So
here
check
with
this out.
It's
So
awesome.
well, first of all, I want to tell you that the stock, the Peloton stock on Thursday before the episode came out was at 46.14,
Mhm.
and it dropped
Seems
to
high.
37.67 by closing
Mhm.
bell on Friday, a 52-week low. Now, Will, to answer your question, there's two ways this happens. It's either product placement, right, or it's just a trademark clearance. So, like, if you want, let's say it's not product placement. Let's say you just want to use Peloton in your show because that's the way the writer wrote it.
Yeah.
You go to Peloton and you say, hey, we want to use it. Now, a normal scenario, the brand that holds the trademark will review the script. I've gone through this before. They're usually pretty intense because they want to know exactly what the motivation is, how they're going to use it,
Right.
etc.
You're not going to kill him on a Peloton, are you?
But a
They
Peloton
didn't ask. Well, they didn't ask that question.
Yeah.
They did.
They forgot
did.
to ask that question. No, they didn't.
Well, Peloton
didn't.
spokesperson says due to confidentiality reasons, HBO Max did not disclose the broader context surrounding
Right.
the scene in advance.
Right, because they didn't want a spoiler to get out that Big was going to die on a fucking
Peloton was
Peloton.
thrilled to be included in this huge HBO Sex and the City show. So they said,
So big it could affect their stock
absolutely,
price.
you can use
HBO
Peloton.
burned the
Right.
shit out of
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Damn.
they got him. They got him good.
Well, I mean, that is
by the way,
Peloton. Go ahead, Wes. Sorry.
I was gonna say I haven't seen my girlfriend cry that hard since like the first time we broke up. You know,
When Mr. Big
when Mr.
kicked the
Big
bucket?
died, she was
Oh,
lying
shit.
in bed just sobbing. Had to like take a break, go smoke a cigarette. I
Oh,
was like,
damn.
holy moly!
My wife too. I
That big
saw
of a thing.
my wife too. I saw my wife and I went
You
over to
okay?
Wes's on Friday night to hang out, and we had similar stories where both our wives were sobbing, very like crying, openly crying during that scene. So
They'll
I'm playing.
never ride a Peloton.
I'm playing a phone game on my it was crazy. I'm playing a phone game and like letting her watch the show, and all of a sudden I have to like hold her hand while she's crying. And I can tell you, while half-ass paying attention to the show, one thing they made very clear was that he was on a Peloton about 16 times.
Oh,
It was like
Very
like the
prominent.
worst product placement of all time.
He's just dead next to a
It
Peloton.
was like the Peloton killed him. There's so many characters like the Peloton killed him.
Oh. Brutal.
Yeah, it was amazing.
He's got his sneakers on,
Yeah.
his Peloton shoes.
He still was in his workout gear, dripping with sweat from the Peloton. He collapsed.
Get his
beside it.
Peloton shoes off him.
Number one Peloton class student.
They kept talking about the Peloton chick he had a crush on, who's a real Peloton instructor using a fake name on the show. I mean,
Right.
it was Peloton heavy.
He was into the Peloton community because it's a
Yeah.
big, it's like a,
Yep.
you know what
He
Peloton
had a crush on
reminds me
the,
a lot
on
of
the instructor. Yeah.
CrossFit.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Peloton is so similar to CrossFit,
Right.
but people on Peloton think that they're above CrossFitters, but they're not. It's the same level. It's the same culty workout vibe. It's the
Peloton
same
had
thing.
a rough year. They were sucking kids up in their machines, and then Sex in the City just wrecked them.
I still might get one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they keep you in great shape.
Good time
CrossFit's a great exercise too. But
Good
what
time
I'm
to buy
saying,
stock in them. Jeez.
you have to like get into the lifestyle. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Chris Noth, by the way, he's 67 years old, which is
Oh, wow.
fucking nuts. Mr. Big's almost 70. He's a real winner here, right? Because it must suck to get written out of an episode 1 of the new series. But he did a Peloton commercial that was like, a quick slap back. It was put together like Thursday to today. I think they dropped it today or
Amazing.
yesterday.
Don't worry, I'm actually alive.
Yes, essentially that's what it is. It's Chris Noth and an attractive young woman. In this house.
To new beginnings.
To new beginnings.
Oh wow.
You look
She's a
great.
lot younger
I
than
feel
him.
great.
And with a carry too.
Should we take another ride?
I think
Life's
I
too
saw
short
this
not to.
during football, and I didn't understand it. Now I get it.
Now you get it.
And just like that, the world was reminded that regular cycling stimulates and improves your
They
heart,
used the-
lungs,
they
and
used the name of the
circulation,
show
reducing
just
your
like
risk of
that.
cardiovascular diseases. Cycling strengthens your heart muscles, lowers resting pulse, and reduces blood fat levels. He's alive.
He's alive.
alive.
That was Ryan Reynolds' voiceover. Man, they really were pissed.
That's good. How much did he get paid for that, Pat? Do you know?
I don't know, but I mean, you're getting $1 million on a
Oh,
quick on a quick
easy.
turnaround like that. That quick, you're getting $1 million.
Pat, did you see the quote from
lot of stock, yeah.
a doctor that works for Peloton that represents them? One of the quotes, like a doctor was like, actually, it's just basically like that quote at the end of that. They're like, actually, riding a Peloton's better for you. It actually helps you. And they're like, they're
Obviously,
so
right.
mad. They're so steaming mad about the Sex and the City
Yeah.
thing.
It's their fault. Yeah, you should have done the recall, you idiots. Okay, number 2, guys.
Well, whenever you attack an exercise cult, Mark, people tend to get upset.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I find it hilarious.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
Russia gonna get all up in that Ukraine, boys. That's what's
Okay.
going on. So Vladimir Putin and Russia are full on planning to take over Ukraine. By the way, it's not the Ukraine; it's Ukraine. Sorry. Okay, we get it. TikTok. We'll never make that
Wait, is it
mistake
the
again.
Ukraine?
Yeah, no, just Ukraine.
Oh, just Ukraine.
Yep.
Oh, it's not
They
the
want-
United States. It's the United
No, it's
States.
just Ukraine.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got
Yeah,
it.
that's outdated. They want
Okay.
Ukraine so bad they can already taste the pierogies. Like they are gunning for that crane. You may remember back February.
Pierogies are from Ukraine.
Yeah, rogue dogs.
Poland.
Oh.
Well, they
Yeah, I
also
don't
have in
know.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're going to get them.
Wherever they're from, top tier.
Delish.
Deserves to
Top
be an
tier
independent
food.
country wherever
Yeah.
they're from. Yeah.
Delish.
Pierogi land. It should be protected by the entire UN.
Why don't you fry up some
Yeah.
rogue dogs for us? It's going to be late night over here.
I got a
Okay.
pierogi joke later.
Great.
That's how good they are, Wes. I mean,
Guys, you may remember back in February and March of 2014, Russia invaded and subsequently annexed Crimea, the peninsula in the Ukraine, which, by the way, I learned this, guys, over the weekend. I didn't know this, but Crimea is essentially the closest thing you can find to a beach town in the Russia-Ukrainian area. So, like, Russia essentially, like, took the only beach town, and we're like, this is ours
Yeah.
now.
Right.
Crimea. It's a tough name for a place in Eastern Europe, though. It's like Rapia, you know.
Well,
No,
Crimea.
Crimea.
Crimea
Yeah.
River.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
hasn't Russia basically like taken over like a major portion of eastern Ukraine. Like
just
they've pushed
Crimea.
right, but the Russian separatists already control lots of land within the Ukrainian borders, right?
Could be. A lot of people like a lot of people in Ukraine identify as Russian and vice versa. They have a very close, obviously shared cultural history.
Yeah, like I think like one of the major regions of the country is already under Russian control. Basically.
Not technically. I mean, technically, from what I understand, it's just Crimea that's officially under Russian control. But I
right,
could be
but
wrong.
there's like a D. It starts with a D, a district, or where the capital starts with a D. Anyways,
Any day you could wake up and be Russia over there, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
well, essentially, so the G7.
We're
right,
Russia now. Okay.
The G7 are warning Russia. They put out a report on Sunday that there would be massive consequences, Russia, and a severe cost if they launch an attack on Ukraine.
No, there won't.
Yep. Well, yeah.
No, there
I mean,
won't. No, there'll be no consequences.
here's what they're talking about, though, guys. Here's what they're talking about. Consequence one. They're going to force out the kids of Russian oligarchs from the colleges that they're attending outside of Russia.
Oh, no more free NYU.
You're gone.
Okay.
so
An
the
actual-
oligarchs, and then they'll
Yeah.
actually like which ones will they be able to get out without like getting it appealed for money,
I
just
don't
like wealth burying them, you know?
Oh no, Olaf has to leave NYU.
Actually, one thing that could be somewhat devastating is that they're threatening to kick the Russians off the SWIFT banking network, which is like a money transfer network. You may have seen that term, SWIFT, when you're transferring money back and forth, which would not be good. But the main thing that Russia wants is to guarantee that Ukraine will never join the NATO, right?
Right.
Yeah, because essentially that would be
Where they can
too close for
complain about
comfort.
where they can complain about all the things Russia's doing to them, to the whole council.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was what Putin
Beg
said
for
in the
help.
call last week
Yeah.
with Biden. Yeah.
right. So but Putin's amassing, some believe, up to 175,000 troops on the border right now, and he's setting up like the medical pipelines, the food pipelines, everything he needs to prepare for a full-on war with Ukraine, which he denies, of course.
Yeah, I think that they said currently 75,000 on the ground, but they think it could grow up to that number.
It's insane, man. So watch out for that. That's not going to be good if that happens, because guess what? Team America World Police is going to get involved somehow, and
No, we're not.
Sanctions is what.
No one's
Biden-
going to get involved.
Biden already
They're-
said
they're- no.
sanctions.
Yeah.
They're going to take
He said
whatever
no
Just
troops.
watch.
piece of Ukraine they want, including
watch.
all of it, and no one is going to do a thing. And I don't think it's
Yeah,
going
so
to even be
it's
that
called-
violent. I think they're just going to take it because.
Oh
they
no, it's
have-
going to be violent as fuck. Ukraine is.
I don't
Right,
think
the-
so.
so
I don't
the
think Ukraine's going to
the Donetsk
lose too many lives over it.
the Donetsk
Casualties are going to be high.
and
I doubt it.
Luhansk regions are like already under the control of Russian separatists, which is like a huge portion of eastern Ukraine. So like we'll see what happens, but I don't know if anybody's going to step in if they just take an area that's already controlled by Russian separatists.
Russia's
I mean,
going to
that's-
Russia's
that's
going to
an
call
island
the Ukraine
in-
leaders into a room and say, "We want this part of Ukraine, or we go, or we're
They
gonna
want the
kill
whole
you."
crane. They want the whole crane.
I think they're
All
going
Well,
to take.
no, they can't get
25%
the
of it.
whole crane, but I bet you they'll
want it.
try to take part.
Some
They'll
of the
probably
best
want it
pierogies
eventually.
are on
They'll
the
take it
east.
without any
I
violence.
mean, the west.
It's crazy. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Like you say, Putin says he's not going to do it, but
All right,
No,
guys.
he's gonna
Numero
do it.
uno. Number one.
The cream of the crop!
Sad story. 22 devastating tornadoes touched down over the weekend in Arkansas, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, Ohio, and Tennessee. 2 were F3s. They were confirmed outside of Bowling Green in Kentucky and near Defiance, Missouri, according to the National Weather Service. And according to the New York Times, at least 90 people were killed Friday night, with 80 of them being in the state of Kentucky, prompting Governor of Kentucky, Andy Beshear, to say, quote, "I don't think we'll have seen damage at this scale ever." He also went on to say, quote, "Ultimately, this tornado will be the longest tornado, certainly in U.S. history, from point to point where it touched down to when it finally picked back up. 300 members of the National Guard have been deployed in the state of Kentucky. 4 were killed in Tennessee, at least. In the northwest corner of the state, Arkansas, 1 person died at a Dollar General. In Leachville, and a 94-year-old man was killed when the tornado slammed into a nursing home in the city of Monette. And officials in Edwardsville, Illinois, a small city across the Mississippi River from St. Louis, said that at least 6 people have been killed in an Amazon warehouse when a direct hit from a tornado around 8:30 on Friday night caused the building's 40-foot high concrete walls to collapse. Amongst them was Clayton Cope, a 29-year-old U.S. Navy veteran, amongst the dead. And apparently they had 11 minutes before the storm hit
That's
to
terrible.
evacuate.
That's
The
terrible.
devastation is bad.
Terrifying. Tornadoes are terrifying because they hit so quick, you know.
Yeah,
That city, town Mayfield in Kentucky, got just absolutely
direct
leveled.
hit. That
Yeah.
was what,
And it was
like a
nighttime, too, which is
F5
just
plus. It was
crazy.
like a mile wide or something.
Oh,
insane.
it just
200 mile wide.
obliterated the town.
Not good,
Rest in
guys.
It was a big one.
Keep an eye out. Some climate experts are saying that this might be a trend that continues because of climate change. Storms are getting more intense down by the Gulf, but people are saying these tornadoes might be. I mean, this was a pretty strange occurrence that to have this many tornadoes touching down at the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's sad. It's tough to speculate. I think, hopefully just people get better warnings, like in the future.
I know Twister was in 1993, right? And they were trying to work on a warning system with
yes, they were.
with the Dorothy and all that stuff. What happened to that?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like a ton has progressed since then, does it? I mean, 11 minutes is nothing. 11 minutes is like
They
what
just
if you're taking a shit. You're
they-
like that's.
They know when there's a cell, but then from the time it touches down, you don't have much time.
No.
What do you do with 11 minutes when you're also like an Amazon warehouse in Kentucky is probably
Right.
not in the middle of nowhere, but it's definitely in a rural area. Like 11 minutes. Where are you driving to?
Yeah, which
Yeah,
direction
nowhere.
do you drive to exactly? And I know that like to Wes's point, we haven't really lived in Tornado Alley, but we've lived in places that have a lot of tornado warnings, and at least in those places, it seems like 99% of the warnings don't equate to big tornadoes that actually touch
Right.
down. So like, are you going to leave every single time there's a tornado warning? That's not practical. There's that happens too often. So you need to know when it actually is gonna happen, right? Like, and you need some more time than 11 minutes, and that's tough. It's sad.
Yeah.
Well, thoughts and prayers for the folks that passed, guys. Very terrible.
Yeah.
The death count's going to go up. It'll be at least 100. Right now, it's 90 confirmed, but terrible stuff.
Pat, real
Um,
quick before you move on, a Hive member, Hunter Jones, reached out on Twitter. He's actually from Mayfield.
Oh, wow.
I tweeted out a GoFundMe that I guess his buddy who plays for Wisconsin has started to raise money for that town, which is absolutely obliterated. I tweeted it out. Maybe we can post it on the main account. But
Why don't
yeah,
you
if
bring
want-
up the what's the name of the?
It's his name is Chris
GoFundMe.
Vaught. It's Help Mayfield, Kentucky Tornado Victims on GoFundMe, and it's put on by Chris Vaught, VOGT. If you want to look for it.
That's a legit one. Make sure you don't get
Yeah.
scammed by assholes that are going to want to
Yeah.
create fake GoFundMes that don't have
Right.
anything to do with that town or tornadoes.
Always good to reach for the Heart O' Hive members in times like these. They know where to give.
They know where to put the help.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, guys. The holidays are here. Give yourself the gift of extra money in your pocket. Pay off your credit cards. Pay off the balances. Save with a credit card consolidation loan from, Lightstream. Lightstream, guys, come on.
Mhm.
You got to roll your high interest credit card payments into just one payment at a lower fixed rate. That's the idea. Most people, I don't know anyone that has one credit card. I used to have like 5, right? With interest rates spread out from 15% to 29%. Insane. Absolutely insane. I got a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. It was one single payment. It was super easy to manage. I was able to cut up a ton of cards. Everyone goes through the process where they learn the hard lesson that credit cards suck. They're blood-sucking a-holes that trap you, these credit card companies, and you need to fight back. And the best way to do that is a credit card consolidation loan. They have rates. Lightstream has rates from as low as 4.98% APR with auto pay and excellent credit. You can get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000. There's no fees, and you can even get your money as soon as the same day you apply. Lightstream believes that people with good credit deserve a better loan experience, and that's exactly what they deliver. So just for our listeners, you can apply now and get a special interest rate discount and save even more. And the only way to do this, y'all, is to go to lightstream.com/factor. That's LIGHTSTREAM.com/factor. Quick disclaimer for you. Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 4.9% APR to 19.99% APR and include a 0.5 auto pay discount. Interest rate requires excellent credit. The lowest interest rate, that is. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/factor for more info.
Boom.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
It is time for the TikTok International Moment. Today we're going to go visit a controversial bar in Scotland. Then we're going to head over to Southeast Asia, check out a very angry employee who got her revenge in a big way, and to Singapore for an animal attack. And shockingly enough, it's not a pit bull attack this time. As Mark alluded to at the top of the show, thanks for voting in my Twitter poll, those of you that did, and guessed pit bull as the dog breed that bit off that girl's ear. You were correct. Luckily, she.
What were the other options?
The other options were tiger, bear, and lion.
Ah,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you guys pit bull, you're smart.
There's really no point in putting another breed of dog up there.
Right.
Yeah.
But she was
Ripped
able to
the
get
ear
it
off.
sewed back on. She put it on ice. I guess she was a nurse, rushed to the ER, so she's got her ear back. Apparently looks great, but pretty scary experience.
Yeah. Now she can hear the pit bull coming.
Yeah. Those fucking dogs, man. All right, let's get going to
We need to get a pit bull advocate on the show
Well, there's
for Wes to debate.
TikTok has pit bull TikTok. They have, like TikTok
if their
has their
probation
own-
officer will let them.
TikTok has like their own little segments. You can go on Pitbull TikTok, and it's a group of like Pitbull owners that do hilarious videos making fun of people like Wes that say their dogs are dangerous. They're like,
They're
look at my
petrified
aggressive
pit bulls.
dog, and it's like a dog like drooling and like
Kissing a baby and
Yeah,
stuff.
kissing, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
There's a whole section of TikTok that addresses Wes's.
Dedicated to destigmatizing pit
Yes,
bulls.
yes,
Yes.
And then there's Wes amplifying every single attack.
yeah. Then there's Wes.
Good for him. The stats don't lie. That's all I gotta say. All right, let's get going to Linlithgow, Scotland, a little town of about 14,000 people in between Glasgow and Edinburgh, where for years locals and visitors have been saddling up at a certain local pub to down some Guinness, watch football, and probably fight. And the famous pub's name comes from the local legend of a dog who swam repeatedly to an island with food to help her owner, who was stranded there. That dog happened to be a black dog and also happened to be a female dog. So the pub's name ended up being the Black Bitch.
Nice. That's a cool
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, cool story. However, as times progressed, the name started to attract unwanted attention. Let me show you guys a picture
What
of
does
the
that
Black Bitch. Well, it is named the Black Bitch.
Oh, it's really cool. It's classy looking.
Yeah, it's nice, right? But as times progressed, it started to attract this unwanted attention. Obviously, some people thought it was offensive if you didn't know the backstory. And the more negative attention it got, the
Right.
more owners, which are a corporation called the Green King, which owns nearly 3,000 pubs and hotels across the UK, they felt pressure to change the name, much like sports teams over here are feeling the pressure to change their names.
So this is a
People
Redskins situation. The
It
Black
is.
Bitch.
It certainly
yes.
is over there, yes. So they
Except
decided-
with less of a reason because, anyways, yeah.
Right. It's got no racist connotations, no sexist
Right.
connotations. It's just a story about a black female dog. But
This
you
is
know,
what happened to the gay bash. It was a bar celebrating a party.
right. Yeah.
Same thing.
Exactly.
It had to be broken up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's an event. We have a bash every year.
So they decided that the Black Bitch had to go. However, many of the townspeople and former Minister of Lithgow, Alex Salmond, here he is, didn't like that idea.
Not on Alex.
so-
Watch. No.
No. So a petition was started. It had over 6,000 signatures, with many claiming that the phrase represents loyalty, because the dog was loyal to its owner, not racism. And those opposed to the change are concerned about losing a piece of folklore, saying, "We love the Black Bitch." To that, the Green King's operation manager said, "Calm down, you bunch of racists. We're aware of the pub's history. We're aware of where the
It's the
name
fact
originates."
that you don't let black people in.
Yeah. The proposal to change the name to Black Hound is still going to reflect the story, which is a good point. They could change it to Black Hound, but it's still kind of the same thing.
No, the Black Bitch, it's got the what's that called? Alliteration and everything.
Right. It
Right.
does. It rolls better.
Black Hound is nothing compared to the Black Bitch.
Yeah.
The Black Bitch is a badass name for a pub.
If
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
the bloody cunt in the UK, I'm worried now about my pub name changing.
Yeah. So he went on to say the legend of
You're
the
next.
faithful Black Bitch is woven into the Royal Burgh's tradition and has no association whatsoever with racism or sexism, just Lithgowism. To suggest otherwise is deeply insulting. But it looks like it's going to stick, because the CEO of the Green King said that, sorry, we're a corporation. We have to be a commitment to being anti-racist. We want our pub names to be welcoming and inclusive, and that means taking action where it needs to make positive change for the better. So it looks like that a likely boycott will happen, and locals will have to head down over to the other pub in town called the Bird Brain, which has been voted best pierogies in the UK for, quote, 7 of the last 5 years, according to the pub's owner.
Oh,
So-
Bird Brain is about to get so much business. There's some locals
unless,
that will absolutely never go back to this
unless
place.
it's named after a slow person in town, and then they're gonna have to change that too.
Yeah.
If it was,
Great pierogies at the Bird Brain.
The Bird Brain's got already kind of an offensive name,
Right.
So it's already got a leg up. As
That's
soon
what
as
I'm
they
saying.
change the name of the Black Bitch, business is done there.
The Bird Brain doesn't want you to look into the history of that name. They just sort of.
Best
birds.
pierogies 7 out of the past 5 years here. Next, let's go to Thailand.
What the Poles ever do to you? You know?
What's that? Where
What the Polish ever do to you, right?
Yeah.
huh? Oh, I don't know. That
They won't get it. They won't get it.
Yeah. That's the best thing about it. Is they'll never get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't get it.
It's like making fun of deaf people. Next, let's go to Thailand, where one woman's scorn for her boss turned into literally hell on earth for that boss in the Paprakorn oil warehouse in Thailand. You see, 38-year-old Anne Sriya was angry at her boss, and something tells me, this wasn't just a little resentment over a poor job performance review. I think he was fucking her. And then one day he was out with his wife, and Anne came up and was like, "Hey, baby, I miss you." And he was like, "I don't know you, bitch. You're crazy. Get away from me and my family." And the only reason I think that is because I feel that would have made Anne mad enough to do what she did, which is this. She blew up her place of work. Now she set it on fire. The oil. It's a giant plume of smoke. A fireball happened. Basically, just like a
Looks
chemical
like a scene from a
plant.
disaster movie.
Yeah,
What kind of building was it?
it was an oil warehouse.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
That'll
here's
go
a
up.
picture. Yeah. So here's a picture of Anne in there. She went behind these drums back here, and then fire started, and then she reappeared, and then kaboom. The whole thing went up in flames. So she caused over $40 million in damage, and that's in Thai baht, which is $1.2 million American. And
Still a lot.
yeah. So she said that her employer complained to her and caused her stress every day, and she did not expect the fire she started to cause that level of damage. She's been working there for 9 years, and she'll get 20 floggings and God knows what else now.
I
But
bet an ex of hers could have predicted this.
yeah. So I mean, that's just a fucking giant fire.
She's gonna blow up your place if you don't calm down with the critiques over there.
yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't like job performance reviews.
No.
Finally, let's go to
She's doing good.
Singapore, where an animal attack has residents on edge, and one man claiming he feared for his life during the 1 in a billion ordeal. Otters, guys, these cuddly, little creatures. You see them in the picture behind me. They were made famous with the otters holding hand video. It's got like 1 billion views.
They're the cutest animal by far.
They are insanely cute.
When you run
they're
across an otter in the wild, it's just a magical moment every time.
They're also a very tight-knit, social driven animal. They look out for each other. They run in like a gang, basically. They look after each other's young, very protective.
Otter boys.
They have them
But they
on
all-
every single type of like water. You can see them in a river. You can see them in a bay. You can see them everywhere.
But they were not to be fucked with. They have a dark side. I don't know if you guys have seen this video from the Bronx Zoo, but the otters had enough of a monkey that kept tormenting them at the Bronx Zoo, and this is what happened to the monkey.
Oh my god.
They're drowning.
It's drowning.
Oh, well, whoa.
They're drowning.
They're drowning.
One
The
monkey tried to
monkey.
save it.
Yeah, monkeys are trying to save it.
Does this end in a drowning list?
I'll stop
These
it.
otters are vicious.
Yeah.
The monkey.
Anyway, you get
monkey-
the idea.
Did
The
they
monkey
drown him?
died. Yeah, the monkey died.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Jesus.
right in the Bronx Zoo.
And
Those
they
are
did
some
it in
New
front of
York
his
otters.
buddy too. Wow.
Yeah.
Fun video.
Yikes.
I just wanted to show you the dark side of otters. Everyone thinks
I would've-
they're
I
all
would've
they all
believed
look
you
like
if you just
this.
told me,
No, it's a little more effective if you see
It
it.
was like a pack of rats attacking
Yeah.
that monkey, and they just totally got him.
They were just,
drowned
there
him.
was like 15 otters on that monkey. The other one of the monkeys
That's
couldn't do a
dark.
thing. Anyway, so you don't fuck with otters. And one man found out that the hard way. Graham George Spencer said he was chased, pinned down, and bitten 26 times in 10 seconds by a family of otters while he was out for an early morning walk in the city's famous botanic gardens. We've all seen this. If you've seen the Crazy Rich Asians, it's like the big botanical gardens with the lights show, and I mean $1 billion fucking undertaking. Anyway, he spotted about 20 otters crossing the dimly lit path. They were maybe 10 feet in front of him, and this is the first time he had seen otters in the park since he started his morning walks there. And he was excited to see them, but then his buddy started running towards them, and they felt threatened. And his buddy was faster than him, and he was able to escape.
Oh, no.
And George got the brunt of about 20 otters. Here's what his legs look like. It's got bandages all over his legs, his ankles. He said he thought he was going to die.
Just a bunch of tiny puncture wounds.
Yeah.
From their little teeth.
Yeah.
Did he take any of them out? I mean, if that's happening to me, I'm taking a number of otters with me.
He probably
snapping
smacked
necks.
a
Snapping
few
otters'
otters.
necks. Yeah.
He probably didn't kill anybody. He definitely bruised a few. He
Taking
had to.
one otter and then slamming another otter's head into each other, like doing
It's
breaking.
only going to make him bite harder.
You're stomping on a few otters.
Why are you kissing each other so hard? That's
Yeah.
what I'd be saying.
Yeah, why are you
too.
hitting yourself, otter, and having it hit the other otter? I'm also throwing one about 50 yards, Just,
Did he get away, Wes, or did he have to be rescued?
No, he got away. I think a guard did come to his rescue and scattered the otters, but I think they just sent a message and then left them alone.
Yeah.
They weren't going to kill him. They were just this is what happens.
He's a lot bigger than that monkey.
I don't think they
got
can.
at the
I don't
zoo.
think they can kill him. Is the thing.
Nah,
I think
human is
if they
too
got him on the ground, they could have killed him.
No.
Later, they could kill him with by infecting him if they had maybe disease in their mouth.
Yeah, I agree. There's
Maybe
no way they can kill him.
Okay, no. If you had 30 otters on you in the water, you're done.
You're probably done.
You're
done.
Maybe. I mean,
On
he wasn't-
land,
Just watch that monkey
he
get killed
wasn't
by
in.
7 otters.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the
Yeah.
water. He was just on land.
Right.
He was just.
He's also old
Right,
though.
this guy
He just was on the ground moaning, and they were biting him, and then they finally
Human on
they,
land-
they ran out of energy, and then they left.
He got away in 10 seconds. Monkey in water was done. So I think that they have a bigger advantage in water. I'll say
Yes, for sure.
The only way an otter's killing you on land is if it goes down your throat and doesn't let you breathe anymore. If it covers your mouth, it's not going to kill you.
They could bleed you out. I think
No.
30 of them could bleed you
Not a
out.
chance in hell.
Anyway, George is scarred physically and mentally from the otter attack. He says he had difficulty sitting, is unable to sleep well now.
Dating's hard
He's
too.
embarrassed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They go
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
He has to live with himself now. Too.
I mean, otter attack nightmares are no.
Can't
no
look my
picnic.
son in the eye.
yeah.
He canceled a family trip home.
Yeah,
for
his family
Christmas.
doesn't want to see him. I don't want to see him after that.
Yeah, I don't know.
He said otters.
How would you stay home for Christmas this year? We're just gonna make fun of you anyways if you come.
Yeah.
You've been
But,
beaten by otters?
But he's trying to fuck it up for the rest for everyone else who's not such a big pussy, because he wants to basically get these otters out of the botanic
shut up.
gardens now. He says, "quote You got to keep the public away from these otters because this will happen again." I mean, there's
Don't let
signs everywhere about the otters in this.
Don't let
in
the
this
otters
place.
hear that, George.
He's trying to make it everyone else's problem. It's
Right.
Yeah.
your
Trying to
problem.
get everyone-
Millions
Please-
of people have
It's your
avoided
problem,
the otters.
This is 1 in a billion shot that he got the otters.
George fell
No,
and
but,
couldn't get up.
guys, we really got to look. This is a huge issue.
He's
Yeah,
trying to
George.
rally the troops, right? Everybody, no
Yeah.
one's agreeing with him.
He wants some of that botanic money.
Yeah, he just
so,
wants a suit. He wants a lawsuit.
yeah. So
That he needs a new
but
pair of shoes.
they're
you
looking
know?
into it, but I don't think they're going to get rid of the otters because some
No.
old man got
Not
attacked.
because of George. If a
best part
child
about-
got killed, but
The
not
best part
George.
about George's wrappings on his legs was you couldn't tell if it was bandages or if he just needed knee braces to walk.
I know.
I mean,
it looks like he's been wrapped up before. Yeah,
If those are the worst bites, he's a pathetic man.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's
The otters
hilarious.
don't do that much damage. They're
But
like,
he's got bigger bandages around his knees and legs.
like Will said, that's just because he can't walk.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Those
like
are
it.
normal bandages. Like he's been bandaging his knee since he was 30 years old. For the past 30 years, he's been bandaging his knee.
I don't know.
It's pathetic.
That's the
He's pathetic. Whatever, George. Fuck off. All right, guys. I got a segment for you today.
Got no
Paul-
time for George.
No, George is a loser, dude. George is such a loser. Fuck that guy. And his friend pissed off the otters. The otters weren't even starting it. His friend ran after the otters and was talking shit to the otters, and the otters just defended their territory. There's probably a nest over there of babies, and they just beat
Well, they had
George's
babies there.
ass. Yeah, they were protecting their babies from pathetic George and his friend.
Yeah.
Whatever. Got a segment for you today called "You're Going a Little Overboard." And first up is literal. A woman in her 20s fell overboard on a Carnival cruise this weekend.
Oh,
That one's tough. She fell over the 5th floor balcony of her stateroom suite on the Carnival Miracle, and it was in the Pacific Ocean in Mexico. Here's a picture of the Carnival Miracle. It's beautiful, but it has balconies, right?
That's tall, yeah.
Yeah, she was on the 5th floor. So they splurged for the balcony room, and then I guess her husband or boyfriend got sick of her and threw her over the balcony because they're suspecting foul play. And it sucks.
Did she survive though?
No,
No way.
no,
You can't survive a 5th floor fall from.
no. They
Whoa.
just
Looking
didn't,
for
they
you.
couldn't find her.
If she went in the water,
They
Yeah.
couldn't find her. It was dark. It was
Yeah.
dark outside. It was cold, dark, and nighttime. It was like 2 a.m. So
He
it
pulled
sucks.
Grant's move from overboard.
Yeah, he just tossed her over.
He just didn't go look for her. Yeah.
Yeah, the Coast Guard's looking for her, but she's not expected to be found alive, so it's sad. Apparently, there is a, quote, high suspicion of foul play, and it sounds exactly like what happens when couples go on Carnival cruises instead of Royal Caribbean cruises because they're Carnival folk, and someone went full Carnival mode, got into a fight, and the dude just tossed his lady over the boat to die. And look, that's complete speculation. That's not from the news. That's just me having been on one Carnival cruise in my life and knowing people that go on Carnival cruises. So that's just an educated guess.
I was there. Absolute trash of a people.
Carnival people are trash.
A lower class of people. You want to stay
Absolute
away
trash.
from them.
It's like the spirit of the seas.
Isn't Carnival the one that the shit flowing down the walls?
Yes, of
last
course.
year?
Yeah,
Of course
it's
it
Spirit
was.
Airlines that you have to be on for
That was a
6
feature,
days,
Will.
7 nights with someone.
That was their new shit, Lazy
That
River.
was the new shit
They
feature.
were
It
trying
is
it
sad. Look, sad that this lady died, but not surprising. Also, it got to be a tough gig for like the pool deck MC to get people motivated the next day because they not like it's like, all right, who
Right.
wants to do a tequila Congo line?
Let's
Like,
rally, everybody.
yeah, she would have wanted it. You know, it's tough.
Little
Tough
window
gig.
death isn't going to slow us down.
Right, yeah, tough gig to get the party going back.
I've
on
got
that
the
boat.
vodka gun. Who
Yeah,
wants?
yeah. Who wants to play a hairy chess contest? No. Oh, that's the guy. That's the guy from The Room. We should probably stay away from
That
him.
job is fun though. It would be a fun
Yeah.
ass job. The MC at the pool party
Shooting
who
the
just
tequila
shoots
gun.
tequila
Yeah.
in people's mouths. That's
Yeah,
very
at
fun.
women's breasts.
That's a good
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Next, so sorry to her and her family. R.I.P. That is sad. Next, someone went a little overboard. Who's that? Reeses went a little overboard. Reeses has a new product: the Reeses Big Cup with potato chips. Did you hear me?
Oh.
It's as described, a giant Reese's peanut butter cup with the regular peanut butter in it, plus potato chips.
You know, you put that image up on. You're just showing us the picture of it, and it just made me. I thought I could smell a fart. Just seeing the
Here.
picture.
I have a close up. I have a close up of what it looks like inside because you can't really tell from that packaging. Here's what it looks like close up.
Heart
It's,
attack.
it's a guy having a heart attack. That's what
Is
everyone
that a
wants us to
thing?
say.
Is it a thing? I never heard of like a
Sweet and
combination.
savory?
Of
I
mean,
don't know.
like chips and Reese's. I don't know.
It's chocolate and I
You
don't
eat
know.
them both in combination a lot, like not together, but like you might
Yeah.
have a plate of like at a holiday thing, and there's like Reese's
Fair
candy and chips.
Wes, they did product testing and apparently it's fucking delicious. All right.
I bet
So-
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
They're wrong.
What do you want? That's right. These sweet and savory babies will be available soon, and they will kill you faster than a ride on a Peloton. Boom, got him. Rumor has it, and you'll never believe this. Like I said, they taste incredible. That's the rumor.
No, I believe that though.
Thanks, Reese's. You went a little
believe that part.
overboard here, though. You went a little overboard on that one. Don't.
Bet you your farts are gonna smell bad after that though.
Yeah, that's true.
Guaranteed.
And a lot of things are going to be bad.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. Last one, a little overboard, is a random anonymous guy in New Zealand who's been taking up to 10 COVID vaccine shots a day for people that are paying him to take their shots.
Oh,
That's
yes.
That's right. That's right. In New Zealand.
Smart scheme.
Yes, because in New Zealand, similar to an American Walgreens, they don't require a photo ID for a vaccine shot. At least they don't for your booster. All they need to see is your vaccine card, and you're good to go.
It's the
That's how it
same
worked
everywhere
for
in the
me.
country. Name and date of birth. Yeah.
So New Zealand apparently is even more lax. I don't even know if you need to show the official vaccine card. I think you can just make an appointment, and then someone shows up, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm Greg."
That's the way it is here in Nevada. You could definitely do this. Yeah.
Yeah. In Austin, you had to give them your vaccine card. So maybe if it is like that in New Zealand, this guy's just all he's requiring is a payment and give me your card and I'll give it back to you.
Right.
So he's been doing that, and he's been getting shots for all sorts of people that don't want to take the vaccine. He's been taking it for them for a nice fee. And
That's
here's
smart, man. That's
Yeah.
That's
Here's a quote from New Zealand, from someone from New Zealand here. Quote, to assume another person's identity and receive a medical treatment is dangerous, said New Zealand's COVID-19 vaccine and immunization program manager, Astrid Corneef, who is probably going to lose their job because of this guy. You know,
Yeah, he really exposed him.
yeah, Astrid's not happy with this guy.
How many days in a row is he getting 10 shots, Mark?
They didn't say. There was one day where he got over 10. I mean, you can
What were
imagine
they
he's
paying
done
him?
this hundreds of times. Oh, probably like $1,000. I mean, enough. That
This
he was
guy's
doing
got to
it.
be so immune to COVID.
Well, he's also immune to the vaccine now at this point.
Right.
So he's if there's a mutation, no vaccine's going to take for this guy. He's beaten. There's no point for him to take any more vaccines, like actually for his health, because he's immune to the vaccine as well. University of Auckland vaccinologist Helen Harris said, it's difficult to say what will happen to a person that took more than 10 COVID vaccines in a day. She said, quote, this unbelievably selfish person will likely feel rough for a few days, but is unlikely to die. And then she went on to say, one thing we can all agree on is this guy went a little overboard. And he did. He sure did. By the way, New Zealand has about 5 million people, and they're reporting that 89% of the population is vaccinated. But let's go ahead and shave a few points off that. You know, that's clearly not the case.
Alone.
No, this guy's not the only one doing this in New Zealand. If your neighbor in New Zealand has been getting the mail in their robe and slippers with a noticeably runny nose for the past few months and is driving a brand new car they keep telling you they bought with cash, they're probably getting paid to take people's vaccine shots.
They're just getting light symptoms every day.
Oh yeah, they're just feeling like shit all day, and they're rich.
What's your number? How much to take someone else's booster shot?
Oh man, I that's pretty cheap, I think.
Yeah,
$1,000.
$2,000. Yeah,
I mean, I guess there's the legal risk because I guess you could get caught. Like
this guy's gonna get in trouble. Yeah,
but if you
maybe
did it one or
$5,000.
two, there's no chance you're getting caught.
I think I need 5 G's.
5 G's. That's it.
Well, I mean, we should get him on the show.
Probably pay
Find
it.
out how much he
Somebody
did,
probably pay it.
but he probably won't until the trial's over. Anyways, he went a little overboard. They all went a little overboard. And now, guys, now that open enrollment is here and almost gone, right? It's time to think about whether health insurance is right for you.
Yes.
Or if there's a better option. When it comes to healthcare, it's important to make sure you're getting your money's worth. Crowd Health offers a more flexible and affordable healthcare option without the hassle of insurance. So while you're shopping around, don't forget to head over to joincrowdhealth.com/fit to find out how Crowd Health can save you 40 to 60% in healthcare costs each year. Crowd Health isn't health insurance. It's a modern way to pay medical expenses. Crowd Health is a community of people who are tired of paying into a broken system. Being in the Crowd Health community can save you hundreds of dollars monthly, thousands go back in your wallet each year. Membership is a monthly subscription. You start or stop when it's convenient for you. Simple and transparent pricing customized to fit your needs. Crowd Health lowers your monthly healthcare costs, and you can see any doctor you want. It's very easy to use. Using their app, you can find nearly any doctor in the country with a quality ranking score. Press a button to receive virtual care anytime, anywhere. And Crowd Health gets rid of the insurance middleman and passes the savings to its members. 100% of your monthly membership pays for the actual healthcare costs, helping the whole Crowd Health community stay healthy while keeping more money in your pocket. Crowd Health is able to offer amazing prices because of its community of health-conscious members. But they have an amazing offer just for our listeners. Get your first 6 months for just $99 per month. That's a saving of almost 50% off their standard pricing and a lot less than any of those crappy high-deductible plans. Just go to joincrowdhealth.com/99 and enter code HARDFACTOR at sign up. That's joincrowdhealth.com/99. Promo code HARDFACTOR. Crowd Health is not health insurance. It's a community-powered alternative. Term and conditions may apply.
Boom. Get in there. Crowd Health. Great alternative to traditional health insurance.
Right.
And we'll finish up with Space Mountain in a second. But first, a word from our sponsor and maker of the best sweatpants money can buy, Mack Weldon. The holiday season is here, and with it comes the yearly questions of what to wear to holiday parties and how to shop for gifts without totally wasting all your time and frustrating yourself. Those questions will be haunting you, but don't worry, because Mack Weldon has all the answers. Whether it's an office party, a party with the family and friends, or just a holiday party of you, your couch, and a game on TV, Mack Weldon has all the essentials to keep you stylish and comfortable throughout the season. And their innovative daily wear system has taken the hard work out of outfit planning with pieces designed to work together for any occasion, saving you time and sparing you any extra holiday stress. We're talking top-notch tops, best-selling bottoms and underwear and accessories that will please even the scroogiest guys on your list. With Mack Weldon, your holiday heavy lifting will be complete within minutes. Seriously, the Ace sweatpants will enhance any man's Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa the second he pops those bad boys on. The best sweatpant money can buy. I'm not kidding when I say that. The Ace sweatpants. Mack Weldon's Ace and Warm Knit collections are the best cold weather collections you will find anywhere, and you can get them in gift sets with limited edition color drops and a bevy of new releases. Their holiday gift sets are the perfect present for any guy on your list. This holiday season, every guy deserves to wear unforgettable clothes that he loves for the moments with all the loved ones he'll never forget. That's why Mack Weldon is always on my holiday list for giving and getting. And right now, for 20% off your first order, visit mackweldon.com/factor and enter promo code factor. That's mackweldon.com/factor, promo code factor for 20% off. Mack Weldon gets it right this holiday season and all the time. Seriously, Ace sweatpants.
Those Ace sweatpants are so good. I had to buy my wife a pair because she was so jealous. Like
anybody who sees your Ace sweatpants will ask you, what are they and how can they get them? And
she has her own pair now. They're incredible.
Yeah, mackweldon.com/factor to get yours because they are fantastic. All right. It's time to go back to Space Mountain, fellas.
Space is the place. Hello.
Don't even need the helmet today because we're staying on Earth for this one. Shout out to the Space Mountain chat on Discord. These stories and many other fascinating ones getting tossed around there on that thread. And that's much more fun than focusing on another record-setting month of inflation, up to 6.8% now, highest since 1982. So instead of talking about that,
that's out of this world.
That is other
little space joke.
Yeah,
It's overboard.
That's going overboard. That's a little over.
There's a lot of things, none of them good. So instead of dissecting that piece by piece, let's pull up the latest UFO video that's been posted to the intranet for you guys. And it's kind of a long one, so I'll start playing it. We can talk over it. See the little dots?
That is some weird shit.
Okay, so what you're looking at, and I'm going to turn the volume down on the video. So this one is an anonymous pilot over the Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
Specifically the South China Sea near Hong Kong. And he filmed this at 39,000 feet and uploaded it to a UFO doxing website on December 4th, 2021.
It's way above the clouds. Now, can drones go that high?
I don't
Probably not,
know.
right?
It's like above/in the clouds, and it's
Only military drones, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3 rows of lights, and they have like a pattern, and you see they just reduce down to nothing.
Yeah,
and they
they're gone
disappear
now.
into the clouds. And
so this is restarting the original.
This is restarting. This is from the different angle. I think there's 2 angles.
There's 4 lights, 3 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. Yeah, weird.
Yeah, all going through go through the clouds and then sort of rotating. Like the 3 lines just shift over.
Is that
over?
Wait a minute. Is that Wonder Woman's plane?
You think it's just the invisible
plane?
And you can only see her blinking lights on the sides.
She's
I don't know.
having
I mean,
it's not going fast enough.
It's going pretty slow, so I feel like it could be drones. A lot of people are saying military flares kind of look like this too. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Military flares, drones, or aliens based on what you're seeing? There's going to be one last play.
Military flares go that high in the air? That's
Canadian geese, maybe.
I don't know.
That was close up. That tells all. I mean,
here's the close up.
It's bizarre.
Flares would make because they kind of disappear. But where would they be shooting the flares from? I don't get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you shoot a flare out of a plane, or is it like?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, out of a plane,
certainly
off the ground.
If you shoot it off the ground, it shouldn't be that high in the air, just chilling. That's 39,000 feet in the air for a flare.
But they just show up, so the lights just show up for up to 10, 7 seconds at a time.
I'm gonna go with out of this world technology.
Okay, I like it, Mark.
Yeah,
that's what I'm rooting for. So,
UAP or whatever they're called now.
The pilot who filmed it, he just said that's some weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yeah, I think it's
It
pretty weird.
is. Those look like flares, but
But why are they so high in the
I
air?
don't know.
And in perfect uniform, like
Right, they
Someone
are
shot
in-
three. Someone shot
Which
three.
flares
perfect
would make
flares.
sense to be in perfect like uniform line. Because if
Right.
you were firing like boom, boom, boom from like a mortar, right, they would be in line.
Right.
I don't know. It's
But
tough
they
to
have
tell.
to be from a plane that you could see. I
Yeah,
would
you
think.
couldn't shoot that from the ground
No.
and have it just chill
that's
that
some
high in the air.
precise ass flare shooting too. If you could shoot them all in a row like that, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
they were
boom,
close.
boom, boom, boom,
They're
it's
feet
pretty good.
apart. Yeah.
I don't know. Could be drones too. I mean, it's just
I was thinking drones. I think drones is the only other explanation. But why are drones? So those are some powerful drones. Those are
Wes.
some that-
You're probably
Those
the
aren't-
most skeptical of UFO videos. So, what do you think? This one does anything for you compared to the last?
No,
the last
this
videos?
is the least one of the least impressive ones that you've shown us actually.
no.
'Cause it's well, no, just because there's no ship, it's just lights. I want to
Agreed.
see a ship.
Oh,
You know,
damn,
there's
Will.
just lights.
Oh,
Sorry, the
shit.
triangles in the sky has been the best in my
Yeah,
opinion.
triangle in the sky was, and that was confirmed by the Navy. Yeah, maybe we should have done inflation instead. Let's move on to the second space topic, and that's the FAA's commercial space astronaut wings program. So there's the wings for you fellas. You see, commercial space transportation wings, gold wings program, that they are abruptly ending after the last few recipients are going to include William Shatner, the world's richest man, Jeff Bezos, honorary English knight, Sir Richard Branson, and most recently, Hall of Fame pass rusher, Michael Strahan, and anybody else who can squeeze in their lower orbit trip before the end of the year. Because last Friday, the FAA announced that as of 2022, the start of 2022, so January 1st, now that the peasants will start to be able to afford to go to space, nobody else will be getting their physical wings from the FAA's commercial astronaut
That's
wings
nice of 'em.
program. Yep, just the ones who travel to space
Just
commercially
the
in
rich
2021.
people that already get
Why?
all the awards. Just
Yeah.
the people that already get all the awards and accolades get them.
After that mark, starting at the end of this month, you're just going to get a listing on the FAA website. No wings for you. But the
What, are
richest
the wings
man,
expensive?
No,
They're
cost-
pretty
they
nice
cost
looking.
nothing to make.
probably about $10 each.
Yeah, that's bull.
They literally
shit.
give a wing. They give wings to unaccompanied minors.
Yeah, they should be giving these out when you get on the off the plane. Like everyone should get these. It's like
Yeah.
this is bullshit.
Really glad they kept it open for Jeffy, though, right? You know, get his wings.
This is like when Strahan got the sack record when Brett Favre let the Packers O-line let him in to get the sack record, and he beat what's his name by a half a sack in the last game of the season. They just let him get the sack record. The FAA just gave him the last pair of wings. That's great.
Yeah. He's like suing NASA because he wants $10 billion because he wants to make a moon lander, and they're giving him the last set
I was talking about Strahan, but yeah,
of FAA. So I'm
Yeah.
taking it back to Jealous Jeff. And that's it for the news today. But I'm glad that I have one last thing to do before we hang up, because the thought of Jealous Jeff having an astronaut wing acceptance ceremony while he wears the cowboy hat is about to send me into a deep, dark depression.
Thanks for paying for this, assholes.
I'm a cowboy in space. I bet that guy's fucked in space.
Jeff,
Yeah.
yeah, if anybody has, it's him. He's going to do it all first because he's the richest guy in the world and you paid for it all, and he wants you to remember that. Okay, but this dice thing, guys, we're going to do dice. This thing is giving me life, fellas. So
Explain it.
okay. So everybody probably noticed how the show has evolved this year over the course of 2021. First, with the addition of Eric to the team for daily video content on social media, leading to our biggest social media growth year we've had since the very beginning of Hard
Hell yeah.
Factor, you know, excluding the Barstool News Network accounts that we used to help with. And then you had the addition to the Daily Buzz, which became the Cup of Coffee and the Big Time, covering all the top news at the start of the show. Then the TikTok International Moment to help with all of that social growth we just mentioned. And now the hosts are all rotating all of those segments and the voicemails and 5-star reviews each Friday. And I think it's going great, but also feel like keeping up with the rotation is a lot. And it's time to spice it up a little bit with a little bit of chance. What do you fellas think? You think that
I'm
you
in.
can
Love
it.
chance.
want to gamble on this a little bit? Right.
I'd
So
like
we're
to know
playing like
exactly
credit
what I'm
card
getting
roulette.
into.
Yeah, we're playing. You're going to roll a dice.
Roll a
and just-
dice.
and whatever, like, so to see who gets the coffee, we'll know right now who gets tomorrow's coffee. We'll know right now who gets tomorrow's TikTok International Moment.
Right.
And then
All the recurring segments,
right.
Coffee, cup of coffee, TikTok International Moment, voicemails and reviews.
Okay.
Instead of rotating, now that we all split them anyways, let's roll the dice.
Let's
Make
roll
it a
the
little
dice.
So wait, how's it going to work when we roll the dice? If your number comes up, you get to pick what you want, or your number
No.
comes up?
First, we're rolling for who gets cup of coffee. Second,
Okay.
we're rolling for who's TikTok International Moment.
I agree.
Okay.
Wes is going to be number 5 because he called number 5 on the 6-sided dice. I'm assigning Mark number 1, Pat number 2, and me number 3 because there was no.
So if 4 or 6 comes up, we look like idiots, and you have to re-roll it.
And the idea is
4 or
to do this
6
every
comes
day.
up.
Every day, is that the idea?
Yeah,
Yep.
just at the end. But
So,
Pat,
so we're already at an hour and 11 minutes on today's show. So we're adding.
well, you went 40 minutes on the cup of coffee, so I mean, I feel like
I
this
did not. In fact, you can time
This
it.
is all right, right?
I mean, okay, sure. Let's make it longer.
Let's see.
The explanation is going to take the longest
Yeah,
the first
it'll be
time,
30
and-
seconds after this.
Yeah.
Roll the dice
Okay, let's
You
roll
also
it.
For
agreed to
coffee.
this earlier.
I thought it was
so
gonna be
so
weekly.
what's going
That
on?
was gonna be
for
weekly.
coffee.
Nah,
Let's
we
roll
did.
it.
I
Let's
like it.
talk-
Let's do a dilly.
Let's roll it. Who's getting coffee? Hit the roll.
Okay, well, it sounds like Pat's got a gripe. Do we?
I don't have a gripe. Yeah, I just yeah.
Gripe,
Okay.
gripe.
Roll the dice. I like the idea. It's a great idea.
Oh, no, okay, is it?
It is. It's an awesome idea. I love the idea. I don't know we're talking about it
You
every
sure?
day. All right, but let's roll the dice.
Okay, let's roll the dice.
Let's roll it.
This is for coffee.
First one is
Pat.
number 2.
Pat gets
Pat, you're on
coffee.
cup of
Pat's
coffee,
coffee
again.
again.
tomorrow. Pat,
I was
this
really
is
hoping
the
for that.
Beauty of the game. That's what I'm saying. This is the
Pat's
beauty of
on
the game.
coffee tomorrow.
Pat's on cup
All right,
of
who's
coffee
got
again
TikTok?
tomorrow.
Roll again. Roll again. This
Roll
is for
again for
TikTok.
TikTok. Roll again.
What if it's Pat? What if it's number 2?
Don't
No,
worry,
then
we'll
we
roll
roll
again.
Okay.
Hold on.
It's not
It may have
working.
been Pat.
6.
Nobody.
Nobody. All right,
Nobody. Roll again. Oh, look how slow this is.
one more.
5.
5.
TikTok again.
Yes.
All right.
Same, repeat show. Nice.
Repeat show of tomorrow.
All right,
Love
there
it.
we go. So
That's
Pat
how the
and
dice
Wes
work.
are on TikTok International. Pat's on the cup of coffee, so send him anything you think for the cup
Pat
of
didn't
coffee.
agree to this, and he's got
Wes is on
coffee
the
again.
TikTok International Moment,
It's
and we're just
fine.
gonna keep going with that. It's gonna be fun because we'll see
Yeah.
people get fucked on bad streaks,
Yeah.
and that'll be fun. And then we'll see the rules evolve as time
It's
goes
credit card
on.
roulette.
Love it.
It's credit card roulette. Yeah, it's a great. We're rotating.
I do like a game of chance.
Yeah, everyone does. It's fun.
Well, thanks, fellas, for playing. I think it's gonna be pretty fun.
It was fantastic the first time, right? With the whole Pat scenario. and-
That
Right,
worked
I
out.
mean,
that was
great.
electric.
That was
Slam
electric.
dunk on the
Yeah.
on the first segment of it was an absolute.
Can only go
Barn
down,
burner.
really. Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait for
This
it
is one of
to
the best thing of the
evolve.
show.
Yeah.
Right at the end.
Also, we're gonna add. We're gonna change stuff up in the future too. Where we're gonna add another segment, so you can dice that up too.
Yeah.
Exactly. More dice. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor this Monday. As always, we thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. But most importantly, please remember to have a great fucking day.
Patreon.com/hardfactor.